I ran out of gas and opened the car doors and blew into the gas station. I don't like to come here. This is the airport parking lot here in Amarillo, and it's a kind of a small city, 250,000 maybe, considering the metro area and so on. And not a lot of flights fly in here. I was just dropping somebody off, and as I was dropping them off, I saw a huge commercial airline land. And so I thought, well, I guess there's people arriving. I didn't even look at the arrival thing, and so I'm going to do that now. It says airport weather warning. The National Weather Service in Amarillo has issued an airport weather warning for Rick Husband International Airport and Tradewind Airport for the following hazards: northwest to north winds of 40 knots or greater. That's we've been having a windstorm. The sky is clear. There's hardly any clouds in it at all. But billboards are being torn up in town right now by the wind. This is a windier city than Chicago. And so we do get our share of wind here. A couple years ago, we had a storm with 70 to 75 mile an hour sustained wind on a clear day. That's hurricane force winds. So, you get wind. And therefore I have jokes about wind. It was so windy, I saw a bird fly by at 40 miles an hour flying backwards. And it's so windy, I saw a house roll across the street like a piece of tumbleweed, and so on. It's really windy. All right, so this is the airport website. So we want to go down here, and it says at 3:12 p.m., 3:19. It's that flight here. That's probably the one I saw arrive just now from Dallas. Some of these people are going to want to have rides. I'm pretty sure. I've got both Uber and Lyft running at the moment. Should you cut out the middleman if a passenger offers you cash like this? Should you take it? So this is what happened. I had a passenger, and he had me drive him to a place of work, and when I got out there, he said, "Hey, I'm wearing the wrong shoes to work. I'm not supposed to be wearing these shoes. Would you take me back so I could go get my shoes and then bring me back here?" And I said, "Well, it's gonna, Uber's gonna charge you." So essentially, we figured out that for that trip, I made like $4. Here, I can tell you, I didn't make very much for that particular trip. I made $4.84, and he said he paid like over $6 for the trip. So I said, "I'll tell you what, you give me $5, and I'll take you one way back to your house. You give me another $5, I'll bring you back. That's less than what you'll pay." He said, "Sure," and we went for it. Here's the $10. So I made on that trip $10 plus $4.84, so $14.84. And it would have been a lot less if we had have used Uber. But what we did is I just turned off the Uber app. So he paid less because he paid almost $7 for each one-way trip. So he would have paid $14. He wound up paying $10. I made $4.84 each way, so I would have made about $9 instead of made $10. So I made more money, and he paid less money. Now you can do that. The problem is then you're not covered by Uber's insurance. So if you have an accident, you got a passenger in the back, and the passenger is injured, your own insurance might not cover it either. So you could be in a lot of trouble. So you have to be careful. I wouldn't do it on a regular basis, but sometimes you can wheel and deal. Just be aware that there are risks involved, so don't do it on a regular basis. You're not covered by Uber's insurance when you're doing something like that. I had a lady one time, she wanted me to take her to New Mexico. Now, we are on Interstate 40 that goes right through the Texas Panhandle. Amarillo's right in the middle of the Texas Panhandle. This was a small town just on the other side of the Texas-New Mexico border. And so I took her out there, and on the way, it's a one-way trip. And one-way trips, it's a long trip, so I'm going to make money, but I'm going to essentially deadhead on the way back. There's not going to be, the trip back to Amarillo is going to be unpaid for. So on the way out, she said, you know what? I would like to have a round trip. The trip was basically going to cost her $130. She was going to spend like $130, $135. So I told her if she gave me another $135 in cash, then I would give her a round trip ticket. And she agreed to that. So altogether it was over $200 and with one round trip ride. Now I want to say that this particular $10 bill is not tip money. And in my brain that's different. This is actually part of my take for the day. Tip money I use as free money. In fact, you can see a link for tip money right up there. And it's called a video I made called Free Money. Basically, when I get tip money, I don't put it back in the bank, or I don't put it in the bank, and I just use it for buying sodas. Like I have a high caffeine energy drink here. I buy things like that. I got a bottle of water here, and that's what I do with my tip money. But this particular $10 bill wasn't a tip. It was actually a fare, off the books deal that I made with a passenger. So this I'm going to count from my daily total. So whatever my total is between Uber and Lyft, when I add those up, I'm going to add $10. It's still going to go in my wallet, but in my brain I'm going to think, okay, if I made $120 today, I'm going to add $10, say I made $130. With tip money, I don't even mentally calculate that. I just keep it in my wallet and forget about it. So I'm at the Eric Husband International Airport. I don't like to come here anymore and wait because there's not enough people flying in for rides. But sometimes I will come here if I drop somebody off at the airport, which I just did. And then I look at the airport schedule and see if there's any flights coming in. And there are a couple of flights that are coming in very soon now, 11:58 and 12:10. I got to wait here about 20 minutes. So I'm using the time to make a YouTube video.